Now let's talk about how we heal the soft tissue and get rid of the scar tissue. Think about if you've ever known somebody, particularly a kid, who has maybe fallen or broken their arm and it didn't heal properly. So what's the doctor do? Sometimes they have to go back in and they have to break that arm again, line it back up properly so it will heal properly. Well, it sounds worse than it is, but this scar tissue right here, we actually have to break up so that the body can re-heal it in the right way so it'll function the way it's supposed to. This healing here is a physiological process. That means it takes time. If you look at somebody like with the broken bone, it takes weeks to months for the bone to heal. Sprained ankles take time to heal. If a person wants to lose 10, 20, 50 pounds, it takes time for the body to change. This scar tissue being healed into correct soft tissue, healthy soft tissue, is a process that takes time as well. This process takes 12 months. Now, I know you're asking yourself right now, oh my God, I got to go in there all the time for 12 months. No, you don't have to do that. But you will have things that you'll need to do at home so that you can get this healed the best that you can. As far as what you can do in the office, we have a magic window, kind of like that first 10 or 20 pounds of weight that's lost, kind of like the first gains that people get in muscle mass, right? That window that we have is 90 days. So in that 90 days, there are actually 3 different phases of healing. If we look at these, phase number 1 is relief. You're watching this because you're hurting and you want relief. I get it. We want you to have relief too. So how do we do this? In most cases, we're going to do this through adjustments to the spine, right? We are going to, in most cases, do traction because we want these joints moving. We want to get rid of the scar tissue. We want more fluid in the disc spaces between the vertebrae. We want people to feel better, function better, move better, get back to doing what they like to do. So these muscles here that are too tight, we're going to stretch these out. It is very important to get that flexibility in those muscles. We can't start strengthening the weak muscles until the tight muscles are all stretched out. So we do this for this first phase. A lot of times that can take 4 weeks, and the number of visits in that 4 weeks varies, but that's the physiological timeline that we're working with, okay? Now, the second phase is correction. With correction, we're getting the lasting changes. Most people have zero pain or very little pain at all when they enter the corrective care phase because we've got the relief done. But if we stop right here, as you might be expecting, they're going to go right back to being in pain again and having problems because they didn't fix the problem. So what we're going to do in correction is we will continue with our adjusting and our traction and our stretching because it's still very important. You'll have some home stretches to do at this time. We are going to start strength training now. Now, the vast majority of times, by the time somebody gets to correction, we can reduce the frequency of the times that they need to come in the office. And of course, that varies from person to person. The correction phase still takes about 4 weeks. After they're corrected and feeling good and functioning good, nice and strong, we want to make sure that they are stable. So the third phase is stabilization. With stabilization, we're doing a very important neurological retraining process that is, the big fancy word for it is called neuromuscular reeducation, or abbreviated NMR. It's the same thing basically as muscle memory. So you take somebody with a golf swing, they've done it enough times that the brain understands what the muscles and the joints are doing. There's that communication loop and it remembers it, and they can just about do it in their sleep, right? So we want to make sure that people get better, function better, get it corrected, get the muscles stretched out, get them strengthened, get them stabilized, and we're even going to work on balance. Now, we need to be able to monitor this objectively beyond just symptoms. So we are going to do functional testing, computerized range of motion, computerized muscle testing, a exam, and in some cases follow-up x-rays at each phase so that we can chart the progress. So soon after starting relief, we do the first functional testing and computerized exercises, the computerized range of motion and muscle testing. And then we recheck it at the end of relief, we recheck it at the end of correction, we recheck it at the end of stabilization to make sure that not only does a person feel good and function better, but they're truly stronger, more balanced, going to prevent injuries and prevent this from coming back over and over and over again. So when you come in on your next appointment, we're going to talk about exactly what your specialized, tailored care plan is going to be to get you exactly where you want to be.